What's up, everybody? It's Billy Briz, aka Ackett and Bills, back again with another one of these NBA DFS videos. Today we're gonna keep it just strictly Fanduel, man, because Draftkings is a little bit wonky with the Heat and Sixers game. So we're just gonna talk about Fanduel today. We're just gonna keep it Fanduel focused. Drop any questions in chat if you have any questions. Make sure you follow me over on Twitter, Ackett and Bills. We're gonna hop right into this one. We're gonna make this video very quick. First things first, we have the Denver Nuggets versus the Brooklyn Nets. Very high total, 231. Brooklyn Nets are 1-point favorites. No Kyrie for the Nets today. He's still just out on a personal, man. I wish I can do that, man. Kyrie's just on some shit. But let's talk about the plays on the slate. I love Kevin Durant. He's one of my favorite pay-up studs today. I think this median projection right here, 51.9, I think that's a little bit too low. I love Kevin Durant today. He will see an increased usage without Kyrie, one of my favorite studs on the slate. High team total, too. Checks off all the boxes that I really want to see when I pay up for a stud. Caris LeVert, also very interesting price tag, $7,900. I'm pretty interested to see where the ownership comes in today on Caris LeVert. One of my decisions today is going to be Caris LeVert or SGA. That's really going to be my decision point on the slate for me at the pay up at the shooting guard position. Also, if you want to go to Jared Allen, you can. $6,800, pretty cheap price tag. A little bit scared about this matchup against Nikola Jokic. And then the value options, not really want to go here. There's a lot of value on today's slate. Let's go over to this Denver team. MPJ is still out, Michael Porter Jr. Seems kind of interesting, man. I don't think Jokic's going to be one of the highest owned studs on the slate. He has an expensive price tag today at $11,400. There's some other studs on the slate, but Jokic definitely is my favorite option on this team. If I had to pick a second favorite option from this team, it will be Will Barton at the small forward position, $5,700. I know that could be a little bit of expensive price tag, but no Michael Porter Jr. today. High scoring competitive game gives you a lot of upside at this price tag for GPPs. I do like me some Will Barton today at $5,700. And then if you want to go to Paul Millsap, you can go to Paul Millsap as a point per dollar cash game play as the last guy in. I wouldn't mind it, but I wouldn't recommend it either. But this game shocked me. One of the biggest shocking things I saw in today's slate was this over-under is 206.5. The Jazz are 10.5-point favorites versus the Cleveland Cavaliers. I don't really like the sounds of that one, man. This is kind of sketchy for me today for this team. I do like Cedi Osman, $5,100. Very frustrating of recent, but I feel like Yogi Ferrell's 10-day contract has an effect on his assist percentage, so I don't know how much Cedi Osman I'm going to get to today. I haven't really started doing my builds for cash games and GPPs. I'm still trying to get to my player pool right now, but Cedi definitely is going to be involved in there. I can't really go wrong with Cedi. And I do like that, though. Cedi, $5,100. But I think there's some other small forwards on the slate. And then Andre Drummond, $9,800. I thought I was going to like Andre Drummond a little bit more than I did. Everything on paper kind of really matches up for me for Andre Drummond. It's just three problems, and then the three problems are the three strikes that I can't play Andre Drummond today. Point per dollar wise, I think he grades out better than Jokic on paper, but I think he's going to be very volatile with the minutes that he's going to get with this new coaching staff. They haven't really relied on him for just amount of minutes that we're used to seeing Andre Drummond play, especially with Kevin Love being out. And then on top of that, we have blowout concerns. And then the over-under is 206.5. For the people that don't know, man, 206.5 is one of the lowest totals, I think the lowest total I've seen yet so far this year. So I don't know how much I want to get in this game. I don't even want to bring up the Utah Jazz because I don't want anybody from the Utah Jazz. If I did have to pick somebody, it would probably be Rudy Gobert at the center position. Just grayed out point per dollar wise. This is a decent play, $8,000. I wouldn't mind playing Rudy Gobert. Let's check the chat real quick. Preston says $32 to play with. Let's take down that $100K. Yeah, man. If you're playing with a bankroll management like $32, I would spend like $15, play the $10 cash game, double up, and then play the $5 cash game, double up too, also as well, because it's all basically the same as that cash line. Then do a 3 max because there's a 3 max, $1. Always interesting. I usually put my cash game lineup as one of my lineups, a random GPP lineup, and then my single entry line. and then you can play the $10 single entry, and that would be like $32, and that should build up that bankroll and then give you enough upside to play some GPPs too. Bankroll management is definitely one of the things I should definitely do like a video on or something. But let's go over to this Houston Rockets and LA Lakers game. The LA Lakers are 5.5-point favorites here. One of the biggest injury news reports of the day that we're really waiting on is going to be this Rockets injury news. John Wall and Eric Gordon are both questionable. That would change my total outcome of this opinion of the slate in this game in general. Shooting guard is such a deep position today, but with SGA, Karis LeVert, and then some other value options we'll talk about. And James Harden at $10,400, I think he's going to go like under 10% owned, and under 10% owned James Harden. It's so hard not to click the button. But if those guys are going to be out today, like John Wall and Eric Gordon, I really love me some Christian Wood today. I already like Christian Wood at that $8,100 price tag. But if all those guys were to miss, I would lock in Christian Wood, and then James Harden would still I would probably bump up my ownership on James Harden today. But Christian would definitely be a lock button if those guys were to miss. $8,100 seems like a good price tag for me today on this slate. If you want to go cheap on this team, I wouldn't mind David Nwaba, $3,600 if you want to game stack this game if certain injury news breaks out, right? David Nwaba, shooting guard, $3,600. I feel like you're burning yourself, though, because shooting guard is pretty deep today. What's up, Terry? How's it going? How are you doing today? Let me know in chat if you got any questions, Terry. I'll answer them for you. Let's go to LA Lakers. LA Lakers are relatively healthy, questionable tags on LeBron and AD, how it's usually going to go. But LeBron James, $9,900 seems like a pretty good price tag. But if I had to pick one person from this game, I would like Anthony Davis the most. Very competitive game here, pace-up spot. Maybe the Lakers are going to want to actually be involved in this game. Anthony Davis's price tag, $9,800, feels a little bit too cheap. And then SGA would be my second favorite player from this team. Point guard position, $5,500. That's a good price tag for Dennis Schroeder. It's not the $5,100 price tag that we paid for over the weekend, but it's still viable for me. I do somewhat like that price tag for GPPs. It's just a point guard position. I really like a couple point guards today. We'll talk about them, but Dennis Schroeder would definitely be in the mix today. Over to this OKC and Thunder game. Over-unders 218. The Spurs are 2.5-point favorites, and the Spurs are missing DeRozan, so this is one of the games you need to circle on the slate and check the ownership as the day goes along, because my favorite play of the slate, probably my highest owned player of the slate, the guy that I'm going to lock in, cover boy today, I'm going to go all in. Dejounte Murray, $7,500. Way too cheap of a price tag here. Dejounte Murray is going to crush this price tag. This projection says 38.6, and that's about like 5 to 6 points off of my projection I have of Dejounte Murray today. The price tag has came up, but not enough. I love this spot for him today. He's going to smash this price tag. Hopefully some ownership is going to hop off of Dejounte Murray because he burned some people in the same exact kind of situation that last game for the Spurs. But I do love me some Dejounte Murray today. Also, I do like Keldon Johnson Jr., $6,600 at the small forward position. Keldon Johnson could definitely get red hot at any time. And I do like that price tag. Lonnie Walker's price tag came up to $5,200. I don't know if I'm going to want to go there. He was $4,500 the last time we played him. Seems a little bit too expensive of a price tag. Rudy Gay is probably going to be like cash game viable, $4,500. I feel like the field's really going to play a lot of Rudy Gay. But Trey Lyles, I think, is one of my favorite value plays on the slate. $3,600 at the power forward position. Gives you a punt option at the power forward position that's already ugly. I always love punting one of the forward positions at the small forward or power forward position. It's always dead on FanDuel. That's why I'm going to do like a FanDuel focus video today, because there's some interesting options compared to like Draftkings where you can just stack the Heat and Sixers game for value and then just mix in the studs from the slate. I just felt like it wouldn't be an interesting video if I did that. But Trey Lyles, though, $3,600. If he gets to start again, I would definitely like me some Trey Lyles. Patty Mills grades out good on paper, but I don't know if I'm going to spend two of my point guard spots on FanDuel today, playing Patty Mills and DeJounte Murray. That's like negative correlation to me, so I don't know if I want to go there. But Patty Mills, though, if you're a little bit sketched out about DeJounte Murray, though, I do like Patty Mills' price tag at $4,300. Bet on this team, you should smash. OKC, though. OKC is pretty interesting today. I want to see where this ownership goes with Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, man. That's one of the biggest questions I have on the slate. Shai's at $8,500. Caris LeVert's at $7,900. That's going to be the decision point of my slate today, and probably the decision point if I'm going to be cashing today or not is if I play LeVert over Shai. Preston says Caris LeVert's price tag going up and up, but the minutes and the usage going up and up as well. And this is a good game spot for Caris LeVert today. I don't know what I want to do with SGA and Caris LeVert. I'm probably just going to play whatever one is highest owned in cash games and then flip-flop the other for GPPs, because I can see myself stacking that Denver and Nets game and then mixing in a couple night pieces as well. But SGA, though, $8,500, pretty interesting price tag. Also, Al Horford, I think that's going to be one of the popular cash game options at the center position if you want to pay down. Al Horford kind of started off the year a little bit sketchy. He's always going to be sketchy, but $5,500 is way too cheap of a price tag for Al Horford on today's slate, especially against the spot against the Spurs. The Spurs used to be such a slow-paced, ugly type of game, but they have so many young guys that they're playing right now that this is a good game environment now. Maybe the field isn't going to be on that yet. Also, got to note this one, George Hill revenge spot, $4,500. Could be an interesting play. For the people that don't know, George Hill got drafted to the Spurs and got traded for basically in that Kawhi deal and then got traded over to the Pacers. Pretty interesting price tag, though, $4,500. He could be a very cheap, low-owned option in this game. Let me answer Josh's questions here. He said, Will Barton a decent play today? Depends on the ownership. I do like Will Barton. I'm probably get to Will Barton. I usually play cash games. I usually run 3 lineups: a cash game lineup, a single entry lineup, and then a 3 max lineup that's like a random GPP lineup, my cash game line, and my single entry line. That's my 3 max lines. And Will Barton definitely is going to make my player pool for it. And then if you're playing over on DK today, Tyler Hero is a lock, and so are the rest of the guys from the Heat guys. I didn't really want to talk about that game because that game is just pretty obvious. Just play the guys that are going to start for the Heat that are bare minimum price on Draftkings. I don't really think there's too much edge on that slate. Depends on what the injury news comes out and what the ownership is. But I don't know if I want to play DK today because that Sixers and Heat game is just I just feel like that game is just going to be right before the slate starts, gets taken off, because the Heat aren't even have a full roster to go yet. We're still waiting on 2 out of the 3 questionable players to play for the game to even happen. So I didn't really want to talk about that game too much. Let's go over to Golden State, Indiana Pacers. Golden State 3.5-point favorites. 228 is the total here. Man, the Pacers burned me last night. I bet the Pacers against the Kings, man. I thought that was like easy lock. I was so confident. I played Domantas Sabonis double-double and the Pacers win. And the Pacers end up getting the game to like a 2-point game. And De'Aaron Fox just comes down the lane, crossover, dunks on the whole team. I was heartbroken, man. I was heartbroken. It was right after the national championship game. Shouts to Bama for that dub. But let's get into this game here. Curry, man, he looks good on paper, but I like some other studs on this slate. I don't know, man. I don't really want to pay up for Stephen Curry today. We got Malcolm Brogdon there. We got DeJounte Murray, and then we got some couple value options that I talked about earlier too. And I don't know how much Curry I want to get to on today's slate. I kind of want to pay up at the like small forward, power forward positions. My studs today are going to be a lot of Domantas Sabonis and Kevin Durant. Like those are going to be like my 2 highest owned like high dollar players. And I don't know if Curry's going to make the cut because you can't play everybody, man. But one of my favorite plays on the slate, Kelly Oubre, $5,300. I'll give you a quick preview of like the summary of everything. Kelly Oubre is going to be my conviction play of the day at the small forward position. He hasn't burned me yet at the small forward position at $5,300. He has a modest price tag. I know the field is going to definitely be on Andrew Wiggins today at $6,600 at the shooting guard position. This seems like a good mid-range option, but I like Kelly Oubre's price tag a little bit more, $5,300. He hasn't really burned you too much. Let's see if we can pull up his game log. Looking at his game log here, it's been pretty decent. Couple burn spots, January 6th and January 8th. But if you look previously before that, January 10th was pretty good. I think that was Sunday or Monday slate. I played him 25.7. And then last week, he had a couple 30-point games in there. And if you can get that like 35 mark right there, I definitely think he can crush this value and definitely pay off that price tag at $5,300. Very interesting play today. Sexton's out. Is that just came through? Because Sexton's questionable last time I looked. And I don't know what they're doing with Sexton because Yogi Ferrell just got that 10-day contract. So that kind of really concerns me about Darius Garland and Colin Sexton because they really actually might be hurt. But let's go over to the Indiana Pacers. I really like this team, one of my favorite teams on the slate. Like I said earlier, Domantas Sabonis is going to be my highest owned stud on the slate. He's been crushing at this price tag. I don't get why this price tag hasn't came up yet, but I'm not going to say anything. I'm just going to keep on playing Sabonis. He's been wonderful this year. Not really concerned that this team is on a back-to-back. Sabonis is young. He's going to be hungry for this one. Pacers always going to play with heart and play with a lot of energy. I like Malcolm Brogdon because his minutes has been going up and his production has been going up, and his scoring, actual real-life scoring, has been going up as well. Pretty interesting. Miles Turner, averaging like 4 blocks per game. That's absurd, especially on Fanduel. A little bit interesting, $7,400. But I don't know. I feel like I'm going to pay down at center or pay up at center today. And I don't think Miles Turner is going to make the cut. Also, my favorite value play of the day is going to be Justin Holiday, $4,500 at the small forward position. Oladipo is projected to be out today on the second half of the back-to-back. Justin Holiday's been playing better real life-wise, and you take Oladipo off the floor, that's going to make Justin Holiday's minute secure, and he's been balling out real life-wise. $4,500, way too cheap of a price tag. I think it should be a $5,300 or $5,500 player. So we're getting like a $1,000 discount here. Justin Holiday seems like one of my favorite value plays on the slate. Also, if you want to go to Doug McDermott in a game stack, I wouldn't mind that. $3,700 at the power forward position gives you leverage off of that Trey Lyles chalk. And then also one guy I want to note is Aaron Holiday at $3,500. Played the Express slate last night. Aaron Holiday had a lot of him. He didn't really burn me. And I think this is a better spot tonight than it was last night. So I'm probably go back to the well with Aaron Holiday. If you're playing GPPs like a 20 max or something like that, Aaron Holiday is definitely viable at bare minimum price, $3,500. Doesn't really make sense too much. But overall, on today's slate, my core plays are going to be Domantas Sabonis, Kevin Durant as stud options. My value is going to be Justin Holiday. My lock is going to be Dejounte Murray. I'm going to have so much Dejounte Murray tonight. My favorite game stacks are going to be the Spurs, OKC Thunder, and then the second game is going to be Golden State, Indiana Pacers. And then my off-the-radar stack is going to be the Rockets and the Lakers. My conviction play of the day is going to be Kelly Oubre. And my fade of the day for GPPs is going to be Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Let's check the chat real quick. Drummond got downgraded. Wow. I got to definitely check the injury report. The 130 injury report after shoot-around, man. Drummond downgraded. That definitely could pop up JaVale McGee. Overall, though, since this is a 6-game slate, for real, I'm about to just cross off that Cleveland and Jazz game and just make it a 1, 2, 3, 4-game slate and just call it a day because that game just seems ugly, bro. The over-under is 205.5. I don't know if you heard me say that, but, man, 205.5, that's like worse than like a college – that's like a high school basketball game over-under 205.5. Crazy. Don't play Kelly. I got to, man. Donovan, I got to, dude. I'm a Kelly Oubre truther. I don't know why he's always in my lineups. Small forward position. Instead of playing Chetty today, I'm going to play Kelly Oubre. And he's in the night game as well. I'm going to have to play Kelly Oubre tonight. I think he smashes in this spot. $5,300. If he gives you a 35-point game, that's really going to pay off. McBucket season tonight. Yeah, Doug McDermott, man. Could be interesting, though, as a pivot off of Trey Lyles chalk, because Trey Lyles being chalk is definitely concerning. But, I mean, dude, he's $3,600. He makes everything work for your lineups today. Trey Lyles is definitely a guy that I'm going to get to as a value piece. But, yeah, that's really everything that I have summed up for this slate. Make sure you check out Pub Sports Radio if you haven't hit the bell notification to get notified when all of our videos go live. Make sure you hit it. Mo and Brady are going to go live tonight for this UFC card. Big event, first card on ABC. So, there's going to be a lot of eyes on this one. Definitely want to have the picks right. It all starts off on Tuesday, and then as the week goes on, we wind it up for Saturday. Friday's Talking Hands. So make sure you hit that bell notification if you want to be notified anytime anybody goes live on Pub Sports Radio. And then for the NBA and NCAA, Ian, Connor Mack, and Ski Profits got you covered. So if you're looking for a book to get those bets in, look for my bookie % bonus on the Bitcoin deposit. It must be a minimum of $100. Billy Briz. Make sure you follow me on Twitter at Getting Bills. Have a good day. I'm out. Good luck on this slate. Make sure you slide in my Twitter DMs if you've got any questions today. I know some of you guys play DK tiers. You can slide in my DMs and ask me tier questions. I can just match up the projections that are like the tier players and give you who I would play if I was playing on DK tiers tonight. See you guys. I'm out.